Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Kay Cote, and I'm your host on today's episode. And today we have James Haslam, CEO of Tech, as our guest. We're going to be talking all about his business, his journey to business ownership, some best practices and challenges he may have faced along the way to give you that inside scoop to what it's like to own and operate a business. If this is your first time on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop episodes like this. Well, welcome, James. It's so great to meet you. How are you?
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Thank you for inviting us onto the podcast. Yeah, good.
Of course. Well, I am super excited to dive into this episode. Tell me a little bit about yourself and then dive into the business.
Yeah, no problem. I pretty much started in business as an entrepreneur when I was sort of 16, 17, doing whatever I could to sort of make money. Um, I just started out in life, I guess, working at McDonald's as for a part-time job, which I found quite interesting, but soon realized that wasn't for me. Too many sort of restrictions and limitations in what you can do. It soon went on to sort of set up a company doing sort of house extensions and roofing within the vicinity, sort of a 20 mile radius to where we were based. And it sort of grew from there. Took a bit of a break, went on to do a bit of traveling across Australia, which is definitely recommended. And returned. I went to university to study building surveying. That's pretty much how I started out life in business. And then went on during the university stage to start Tech, which is
Mm.
predominantly a interior fit out and refurbishment company.
Oh, yeah, dive into the business a little deeper. I'd like to learn more about like your services and what the business who you serve.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So business is uh, over 10 years old now, so we've sort of passed that milestone. Definitely hasn't been easy along the way. You know, every business has its challenges, but we predominantly undertake any sort of internal and external refurbishments to commercial buildings, retail, industrial. So that could range from taking a dilapidated building, refreshing it, ready for a landlord to re-tenant and relet, or taking a building that somebody has let and took a lease on to refurbish it to their exacting requirements. And we work for various landlords, contract administrators across the country.
Oh, I'm just writing a couple things down. That is amazing. I love a good house. I love a good house makeover. I'm a huge fan. So that is so
Absolutely.
cool. So I want to know your why. Why did you get into like home refurbishment? Like what called you to that?
Yeah, so we don't actually do much home refurbishment anymore. That's where we started out.
Oh, okay.
So uh, when we started out doing the home refurbishment, as in the roofing and the sort of extensions, we soon got into a bit of a niche, which is more commercial. So that's your Amazon, like your Amazon warehousing, that type of sort of structure. So anything industrial, commercial, shops and things. So we specialize in that element of it. Um, and I suppose going back to the original sort of comment, the why was, I guess, just to have flexibility in life
Hmm.
and to know that you can build something and with no limits. The only limit is yourself, and
Hmm.
that's sort of a real driving factor.
Oh, that's a golden nugget right there. It is so true. Like we often, especially as entrepreneurs, we're the ones like hold ourselves back and like get in our head about things. So I'd actually love to hear about a challenge you faced maybe within this last 10 years of business that you did overcome or something that you faced that kind of was like holding you back that you worked through.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Over the last couple of years, I guess I sort of lost a bit of motivation or a bit of drive within Caltech. So my sort of focus went elsewhere. We bought some of our own property, which took my focus away from the day-to-day business while I focused on that. And it really has had an effect on the company. So it makes you realize that if you don't have the commitment, the drive, and the focus, your team sort of, as someone used the analogy, it's like a ship with no captain. So
Mm,
it will sail and it won't sink, hopefully. Um, but yeah, you need to be there to focus everybody and drive them and show them your confidence in what you're doing.
mm. Oh, definitely. That is so true. That's like a really good analogy for it is you're steering the ship and your team is that, crew and you're building that and growing that. And so I'd like to hear about your team. How many team members are you at right now and kind of like where are you like what's your team culture?
Yeah, so again, the culture's changed over the years. It hasn't necessarily always been a great culture, but you've got to listen to the people around you, pick up on that and develop and yeah, know when to put your hands up if you've made a mistake and take ownership of it to grow. Um, so we've got there's 11 of us at the moment, and that's spread across two companies. So we managed to acquire an air conditioning and renewable company at the beginning of last year. So that again, sort of taking a bit of focus away from what I should be doing, as in focusing on the fit out on the Caltech side. But now
Mm.
with the right people in place and the right management, the company is moving from strength to strength.
You're building up your management team.
Absolutely.
Um, that is great too. So are you looking to grow in team members like say into the next year? Like how are you still expanding or are you kind of working on the team as it is right now?
Yeah, no, so the last couple of years we've shrunk as a company. So our turnover's dropped, and our team members have decreased. But moving into 2025, our forward planning was to get a few additional team members and grow and understand from our experience over the last 10 years to make it more efficient and actually build a much better team and culture.
Oh, yeah, that'll be amazing. Well, I'm super excited to hear about like your growth and how you bring that into 2025. I kind of want to like look at your marketing, switch gears a little bit and talk about your marketing. So you're primarily like a B2B business, correct? Like business to business?
Absolutely.
Now, how are you marketing your services and what you provide to these business to business or to these businesses? Like, I want to hear all about like what are your secrets to your marketing success and what's working for you?
Yeah, I mean, if there is a secret out there, I definitely need to know.
Me
Uh,
too.
yeah, they say 50% of marketing works and 50 doesn't. I haven't quite worked that out yet. And
Mm,
in all honesty, it's something that we haven't sort of focused on enough as a company over the 10 years. And the way we've grown our portfolio and clients was word of mouth and relationships
hmm
with our clients. And over the last couple of years, obviously me stepping away or focusing elsewhere, it makes a difference. And they have their own responsibilities to deliver projects and to deliver that for their clients. And if we're not around, ultimately they clients will go elsewhere. So we're at a point now where we're refreshing and restarting. We've rebranded the companies, brought in a new management structure. So it's almost starting again, but with a 10-year experience. And
Hmm.
that's really quite exciting because we've got a sort of a foothold in the industry and a good platform now to springboard and grow from.
That's a very like true thing. Like you've done the reps, you've done the reps in this last 10 years and now you'll be able to like streamline because you've learned what works and what doesn't. And that can be applied to another business, even within the same industry or even a different industry, because those building blocks to knowledge of business really are transferable to something new. So, how do you feel that's going to benefit you as you move forward into this new venture?
I think one thing I was always pretty sort of self-determined on was if you know something's wrong, resolve it and get it sorted straight away. And as the team grows, you do become slower to react to problems or issues, both on projects or internally. And the ability to grow quickly alongside that is the key. So being able to not overcommit, but have the growth structure in place that you can deliver for your clients and ultimately build the internal team to keep everybody happy.
100%. I think that's huge. And I have all the confidence you're gonna just continue to grow. This has been such a great conversation so far. I would like to dive into a little bit about your leadership style as you're building your team, as working with your team as it currently is. What would you say your leadership style is?
Okay, I think back in the day it was a bit authoritarian. And I think when you start a business that you do need that because you don't necessarily have the team around you with as much, detailed expertise or the professional elements. But as you grow, you do need to adapt and change.
Mm-hmm.
There's elements of it. It becomes you have to become like a hybrid leader that
Mm.
allows you to know when to step up and be in the different roles. And I don't know. I don't think I've got it right by any stretch at the moment, but I think it's always going to be a learning curve. And if you're willing to listen to the people around you and take the constructive criticism, then yeah, you'll succeed.
Oh, definitely. I love that, that hybrid approach to it as well. Then you can kind of like put the gas on when you need to and hit the brakes when you need to.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. So I kind of want to dive into a fun part of our conversation, which is called the
Okay.
rapid fire questions, where you answer very top of mind, first thing that comes to mind.
Okay. Let's give
All
that a go.
right, let's go for it. Question number one is, what is a key to success for you?
Um, Drive and motivation.
Love that.
Yeah.
Number two is, what is a piece of advice you would give to other business owners?
Uh, Stay focused. As difficult as it gets, and it does, and you do consider, oh, is it worth it? It's not even about financial elements. It's about
Mm-hmm.
giving up your personal time, family time, and making, restrictions on parts of your life that you look back and think, was it worth it? It's just have your goal in mind and stay focused on it.
Oh, I love that. That is so true. And number three is, what is a book, or it could be any sort of content you've taken in most recently?
I read a book for the second time actually recently over Christmas, which Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Hmm. Write
Yeah,
that one down.
a great book, and it just shows you how to deal in conflict. So whether that be with team members, family members, the public, and do it in a way where everybody wins as
Hmm.
opposed to one side wins.
Hmm. I love that. That sounds like a great read. And the final questions in our rapid fire is, if you could magically like wave a magic wand and overnight change one aspect of your business for the better, what would it be?
Probably have a better marketing strategy.
Oh, that is true. I that is so many businesses, and it's so true. It's even yes. So I love that. Thank you so much for all of this, and let's start the marketing now. How can people find you in your business?
Yeah, so all of our team members are on LinkedIn. Again, that's something we all need to be more involved in. Ultimately, we've got a website, a LinkedIn page, and look at our portfolios. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, James. This has been such a great conversation. For our final question for today, what is most inspiring to you today?
Oh, sorry, can you say that again?
What is most inspiring to you today?
Most inspiring in the business world or just in general?
Whatever comes to your mind.
Probably the new year, having sort of a new outlook on the business and growing confidence in the team. Yeah.
Mm, wonderful. Well, again, this has been such a fun conversation. Thank you so much for sharing about your business. It's been great to learn about it and hear your story. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.